Hi there, this is Ranjit from tech2bus.com, and today we'll be reviewing this Sony Ericsson Live with Walkman. I have got quite a few requests to review this phone, and I want to thank Faisal Communications for providing this unit for review. And this phone currently runs on the Android 2.3, that's the gingerbread, but this phone is going to get the ice cream sandwich update, that's the Android phone. This phone sports some decent specs and comes with 1 GHz single core processor, and it has 512 MB of RAM, and it also has a dedicated GPU, that's the Adreno 205, and on the rear we have a 5 megapixel camera which can shoot video in 720p HD, and we also have two stereo speakers, and this is Walkman phone, there is a lot of emphasis on the sound. I've done the unboxing of this phone, so if you want to know what comes inside the box, please check out that video. Let me give you a physical overview first. Let me start from the top. On the top we have the Walkman logo. If you hit this button anytime, the music app will start, and we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, and this is the power on off button. And if we move to this side, we have a volume rocker, and we also had a dedicated camera shutter button. And if you just depress this while the phone is working, it will directly switch on the camera app. So let me show you the same. And as you can see, the camera app opens. And going towards the bottom, we have a hole for attaching a lanyard if you like, microphone hole. Here we have just the micro USB slot that we use for charging and syncing. So that's the physical overview, and this phone comes with a 3.2-inch screen which sports a resolution of 320 by 480 pixels. And actually I want to talk a little bit about the screen quality. I would say the screen quality is just average. If you notice, if I tilt the phone quickly, the viewing angles are not that good. Also, I found if you play back videos, the contrast is very low, so the video experience I found was not that great. It plays videos fine, even 720p videos you can play, but the LCD quality I would say is just average, or I would also say that it's below average. And as this phone runs the 1 GHz processor, I found the phone to be really snappy without any issues. And on the bottom we have this one physical home button, and we also get two touch type capacitive buttons. This is for the back and this is for the menu. And now let's go to settings, and let me go to about the phone. Currently it's running the Android 2.3.4, and this will get the ice cream sandwich update. Now regarding the actual call quality on this phone, I found it to be excellent. I had no issues with the same. The earpiece over here is very clear, and the other party said the calls were also very clear. So no issues regarding the same. Also, we do get a LED notification light here. So when the phone is in the standby position like this and you get a missed call, or let's say an email message, it will blink. So that's nice. Also, I want to demonstrate the speaker phone on this. It is very good. Now let me call up this number and let us open the speakerphone.
Hello, welcome to Vodafone. We are happy to help you.
So as you can see, it's pretty clear. Also, the ringtones on this phone are very loud. So let's say if you are even in another room, you can easily hear the ringtones. And I have to say the ringtone is among one of the loudest that I've tested on an Android phone. Let us open the web browser, and I'm connected to my Wi-Fi network, and we're going to open the web browser, and let's go to tech2bus.com. One complaint I have about the keyboard is that in this portrait view, it is very narrow, and I was making a lot of mistakes. So if you're going to use this phone for a lot of texting, etc., I suggest that you use it in the landscape mode. Let us search for Tech2Bus and let us load it. It might load a little bit slow today as my internet connection is acting a little bit wonky. And as you can see, it loads the website without any issues. Let me just quickly flick, and even kinetic scrolling is smooth. Let us open one of the stories. And the good thing is that this phone does support flash out of the box. Let me use the pinch gesture and let us play this video. I'm gonna hit the play button. And as you can see, it plays the video without any issues. So video playback is very smooth. So flash video playback within the browser is also very smooth, no issues regarding the same. Now let us go to another site, that's the Engadget website. I don't know what's wrong with this keyboard, but I found it to be really difficult using it in the portrait view. I've used even smaller phones than this. So it's loading the mobile version of the Engadget website, and I found it loads the websites fairly quickly. I was actually surprised that it loaded so quickly because it just has a 1 GHz single core processor. Now let us go to the desktop version of the same. Now it's loading the desktop version, and as you noticed, it loaded that also pretty quickly. And I want to show you the pinch to zoom gesture on this. Again, I would say it is very smooth, no issues regarding the same. And we also get this double tap to zoom, and also let's say you want to it also offers, what do you say, text reflow. You want to zoom in, you can just press this plus or minus button and it does the text reflow like that. Not the perfect way, but it does that. So regarding the web browser, I have no issues with the same. The web browser is perfect, and it can also play flash videos within the browser. Regarding the UI, this runs on the Sony Timescape UI, which most of the Sony Android phones use. And you can customize it a little bit. These are the 4 hot corners, and you can actually, and these corners can actually hold up to 4 applications. For example, I'll move this Play Store over here, and you just hold it and leave it over there. Now I can access this from any of the home screen, and we get 5 home screens with the same. And this is the app drawer, and I found it very smooth, no issues with the same. And you can also customize this a little bit. You can press this down arrow and you can arrange the apps in alphabetical order, recently installed or most used. So that's nice. And you can also uninstall apps directly from here. For example, let's say I don't want this, I can just click here and uninstall the same. Also, as this is a Walkman phone, let me talk a little bit about the Walkman application. And if you just click on this, the music player launches and you can just play the same. I'm going to pause this, and we do get a few settings. And if you hit the menu option, you do get the equalizer option, and we have the standard equalization option, and they do work a little bit. But again, I was a little bit disappointed by the fact that though this is a Walkman series phone, I found some of the settings, like generally what we find in the earlier MP3 players that were branded with Sony Walkman, like bass boost and stereo expansion, sadly those settings were not present. I was kind of disappointed because there is nothing extra special in this music app. And let me show you one interesting thing. I'm just going to plug in this so that you can't hear the sound. And if you play back the sound, and I'll just go to here menu, and we can enable the lights option, and as you can see, it blinks. So this is one feature that youngsters might like, but luckily you have the option to disable the same, so it can disable the light effects. So this is the music player. Again, I have to say the stereo speakers provided at the back are very powerful, and this has to be one of the loudest speakerphone that I've seen on an Android phone. It is very loud, and it can easily fill in a small room. Coming to the media playback, this phone can easily play videos. I played a bunch of videos at 480p resolution and even 720p videos, and I didn't have any problem with the same. But again, as I had earlier mentioned, the viewing angles on the phone are not that great. I found the video playback quality to be a little bit disappointing because of the low contrast. But again, the phone does not have any problem playing even 720p videos. Coming to the camera performance, the rear camera is a 5 megapixel shooter, and it can shoot videos also at 720p HD, and we also have LED flash. Actually, I have taken a bunch of photographs. Let me go to the gallery. We also have a front facing camera, but that's just a VGA camera. And let's go to the gallery. And these are some of the photographs that I've shot with the phone, and the gallery view is also really nice and very responsive, I have to say. So these were some of the photographs that I have taken with this phone, and I would say the photographs are above average in natural daylight, but again at night or when the flash is fired, it overexposes and they are not that great. Now let me show you the camera app itself. If you just depress this camera shutter button and leave it, the camera app fires, and we directly get the option to shoot between a video or a static picture, and I'll show you that. Let's just shoot this, and you can just tap this area and it will shoot. Actually, you don't need to hit this button also, but I found that you can't move this over here and focus. It just focuses at the central point. Again, we do get a bunch of settings: 5 megapixel, 3 megapixel, 2 megapixel, etc. And we can also switch between the front facing camera or the rear facing camera. I would say the camera performance is above average outdoors, but again indoors it's just okay. Coming to the battery life on this phone, it comes with just a 1200 milliampere battery, and I would say it can give you and I would say the battery is average. It can last you one day easily, but again if you do not heavily use the phone. Now moving to gaming, it works fine. I tested it also with the Fruit Ninja, that also works fine, but I would say let me lower the volume. The speakerphone is really loud. So as you can see, it is very smooth, no issues with the same. And to give you a better idea about the gaming performance, let me show you these benchmarks. First is the quadrant benchmark, and we get a score of 1386 in the same. And next is the Nina Mark II test, and this tests the GPU performance of this phone, and we get a score of 17. And to be frank, I'm a little bit disappointed with this GPU score of just 17 on this phone. But again, as this phone has just a resolution of 320 by 480 pixels, I would say it can play a lot of games, but not very high-end 3D games. Before I conclude this review, let me show you the storage on this phone. Let's go to settings and storage. This phone comes with internal storage of just about 300 MB, but we also get a micro SD card bundled with the same. And Sony Ericsson has bundled a 4 GB card, but if you want, you can add a micro SD card up to 32 GB. And I think so internal storage of about 300 MB is okay, because you can move most of the apps by using a third-party app like Apps to ST. So no issues regarding the same. And the RAM is 512 MB. And in my normal testing and operations, I did not find any lag or something like that while using the phone. So the phone is pretty snappy thanks to its 1 GHz processor. And my conclusion regarding this phone is that this phone is ideally targeted toward the youngster crowd. And if you listen to a lot of music, we have this Walkman player, which is pretty good, and actually the sound quality, if you have some decent earphones, is pretty good. But I was disappointed by the fact that the options like bass boost and stereo expander options that are generally found in Walkman MP3 players is sadly missing. I tested the audio quality using a good earphone, and I found the audio quality to be very good, but found that the bass was a little bit lacking, and sadly I didn't have an option like bass booster or something like that. Apart from that, one thing that I'm a little bit disappointed is the actual LCD quality on the phone. I would say it's just average. Apart from that, this is a very good phone by Sony Ericsson. And if you're looking to purchase a 3.2 inch screen Android phone which will get the Android 4 update, have a serious look at this phone. I hope you found this video review helpful. If you found it helpful, I'll appreciate if you click on the like button given below. That's it for now. This is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and I hope to see you in my next video.